I come full.
What a night.
We don't have those. We're sold out.
Oh yeah. That is it. I have a question. How can people help?
And you can find more information at denvergov.org.
Hola, señor. ¿Puedo comer? Hello? Oh yeah. What's up, everybody? Please welcome to Rastaman Adventures Traveler, and thank you so much for joining me. So before I get started with my video today, I'd like to say that I'm not a politician, and politics is not my favorite subject. But when you see something bad happening, you have to say something. Otherwise, you become an accomplice to something bad happening. You become part of the problem. And secondly, I would like to say that I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I was raised with some of Republican beliefs and Democratic ideals. I'm just a man in the middle. I will always support whoever floats my boat. So today's video is about a migrant crisis in Denver, Colorado that needs some serious public attention. So we have women and children dumped in the streets of Colorado, living on the streets. The whole thing started in Texas by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. He sent loads of buses full of migrants to Denver, Colorado, and other Democratic states. So hundreds and hundreds of buses full of migrants. And none of these migrants knew their destination. They know they were going somewhere, but they were never told the truth. ¿Cómo se llama? Henry. If you like this video, please smash that like button so it can reach more people. Thank you. What are you selling?
Selling?
Comer?
I come full.
What is it?
Arepa.
Arepa. Arepa? You from Venezuela?
Venezuela.
Ah, Caracas?
Maracaibo.
Maracaibo.
Ah.
Yeah. More dinero?
5.
Oh, it's a 5? Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Gracias. Yeah. That's for...
From Venezuela. You from
But before, long time, Africa.
Africa?
Yeah, but yeah, it's mucho persona aquí, huh?
Mucha.
Yeah. No room. The room full. It's full.
Full.
Yeah. Oh, that's no bueno.
No, ya no.
Yeah, es más personas. Aurora, more personas.
Una persona.
Oh, wow. Todos from Venezuela?
Venezuela, from Colombia.
Oh, Colombia, Peru.
Arepa.
Oh, sorry, amigo. Sorry.
Hola, amigo.
Oh, ¿cómo se llama, amigo?
Bien, Gregorio.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Yeah.
Arepa, amigo. Café.
Oh, Machu Picchu?
Lo tenés en aquel lado. No, sino que como estoy en muleta para atender café bravo.
Gracias, señorita.
De nada.
Ah, yeah.
Thank you.
The hotel, dude. So the Democrats and Republicans are to blame for this migrant crisis. So the Republicans are using this as a weapon to win the elections. And the Democrats are doing nothing to help the situation. Yeah. How much is the room here per night?
We don't have rooms. We're sold out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
When I got this job, I thought this was the greatest thing ever.
Why did you decide to talk to us?
This job from day one was never meant to be done the right way. The job meant from day one was just to get people on a bus and out of Texas. That's it. They didn't care about their health. They didn't care about where they were going. Most of the time they were lied to.
Buses running north and west out of Texas. Since April of last year, they've carried more than 50,000 migrants, mainly to Democratic cities across the country. It's all part of Governor Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star. Before we begin busing illegal immigrants up to New York, it was just Texas and Arizona that bore the brunt of all of the chaos and all the problems that come with it. Now the rest of America is understanding exactly what is going on. David Dillard says what's going on is incredibly troubling. As a security contractor on some of those buses, he said he could no longer live with what he witnessed, including migrants being misled about where they were being taken.
They were just told, hey, where do you want to go? And they say Miami, and they say, oh, there's a bus. So when we get on the bus and we get to see that, I'm like, no, we're not going to Miami. And we pull out the translator, like, we're not going to Miami, we're going to Washington, D.C.
The State Emergency Management Agency told us migrants sign waivers agreeing to their destinations. But Dillard says there was a disconnect. He began taking pictures of passengers' paperwork packets with destination cities written on them, sometimes states away from the route of the bus they were put on.
I started asking questions, and the questions were not meshing at all with reality. At that point, I remember texting a friend of mine saying, hey, I'm only staying here because I want to make sure that the migrants get treated right. Because there were migrants who were getting yelled at, told no, weren't no stops being made. They cannot stop in Texas. Those migrants, once they're on the bus, they're getting out of Texas. Texas
Hundreds of miles.
Yep. Yes, about 7-8 hours, and if you're going to LA, it's about 12 hours. You got one bathroom, and the bathroom cannot have number 2. It can only be used for number 1. But you got women's tampons, baby diapers, everything in that one bathroom. It'll start overflowing and leaking down the thing, and we tell them stop using it after that.
Urine going down the aisle?
Yes, I have pictures of it. It's disgusting, and it's inhuman.
It all began when the state of Texas contracted a bus company called Wind Transportation for more than $100 million to transport the migrants from the U.S.-Mexico border north and out of the Lone Star State. In turn, Wind Transportation hired a security firm called Mayhem Solutions. That's when David Dillard, an Army veteran who served was hired to supervise security on those buses.
We were making an incredible amount of money. I was getting paid $450 a day in the beginning.
How many trips were you a part of?
Well over 100.
Head security man on all these buses.
Everything. I ran it all.
What were you told your job would be?
Get as many people to stay on the bus and to get the bus to the destination as fast as possible.
As many people as fast as possible.
Yes.
Migrants who crossed the border into Texas were given the option to board these buses. Representatives from non-governmental organizations known as NGOs were supposed to help process the passengers and coordinate with groups and destinations to meet and assist them when they arrived. The state of Texas says it did not get involved in that coordination effort.
I always let the NGOs know how many we had and when we would be there.
But suddenly, in August of 2022, Dillard says he and other staff members were issued new directions by Mayhem Solutions manager Brian Smith. An email provided by Dillard shows Smith directing contractors not to cooperate or speak with the NGOs. The email goes on to say that the state of Texas also will not be sharing information with organizations helping the migrants. And it instructs contractors to keep bus numbers and any identifying information hidden from sight, including from the passengers themselves.
Our work phones had Wi-Fi or a home hotspot that we're supposed to let the migrants use. They cut that out because they found out the migrants were using their phones to figure out where they're at, so we cut the Wi-Fi off.
In a statement, the Texas Division of Emergency Management told ABC News that it is not aware of any directive to remove Wi-Fi service on any bus or any effort to conceal the identifying bus numbers. Dillard also recalls an especially alarming incident on September 14th, 2022, when his bus was en route to drop off migrants in the nation's capital.
We got a call while we were in Virginia. It says, we want you to wait back, and so this other bus can catch up to you. I said, why? And he said, we want to drop off at the VP's house. I said, why? He goes, well, apparently VP Harris said something bad about Abbott on an interview before. He says he wants to stick it to her. He's going to drop these people off in the front. I said, but I'm almost there. This other bus, how far back is it? He said it's going to be about 10 hours. So we're going to have to sit in a parking lot till tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So these people are just sitting there until the other bus caught up.
10 hours?
10 hours. And they're just sitting there on the bus. Bored out of their minds, kids screaming. Abbott coordinated the whole thing just to say, F you to the VP. That's petty politics with people's lives. It's inhuman, man.
Buses filled with migrants from our southern border have just arrived outside Vice President Kamala Harris's residence.
Like, how in the world did Fox News show up? They don't know where we're dropped off is, especially the VP's house. That's when I started going, like, this is getting ridiculous. This is getting to where you call somebody a name and it alters people's lives. And that's when I knew Abbott had direct knowledge.
Governor Greg Abbott tweeting that same day, we're sending migrants to her backyard to call on the Biden administration to do its job and secure the border. Governor Abbott's office told us they are not aware of directives to either stop communicating with NGOs or coordinating the drop at the vice president's home. The busing has continued, with border crossings now on track to exceed last year's numbers. The new wave of arrivals, largely from Venezuela, often a treacherous, months-long journey. In August of this year, 3-year-old Gismari Barbosa Gonzalez died on one of Wind Transportation's buses. There has been no allegation of wrongdoing in connection with her death. A coroner determined the girl suffered from pneumonia and an intestinal infection, and that a temperature check on her during processing had detected a low-grade fever.
Nobody should have died on these buses. They're not coming on in the best of health, but when they get on, their health should get bad, worse.
Do you regret having been a part of this?
Not one bit. I can guarantee that I helped make these bus rides better for the people. The kids especially. I bought Papa John's pizzas for the buses all the time. There's a reason why there's no deaths on my watch. I made sure there wasn't. I took care of it. So I'd do it again.
David Dillard says he once considered himself a staunch conservative and a big supporter of Governor Abbott's tough stand on immigration. But he says all that changed when he took his first busload of migrants to Washington, D.C.
We went around a corner and the White House was on the left. And I said, hey, there's the White House. And then went down and I said, there's the Washington Monument right there. And they started clapping, cheering, crying. People were hugging. And as from a U.S. soldier standpoint, that's why I do this. That right there. They were more American in that moment than I'd ever been in my entire life. And that was the greatest feeling in the world.
David Dillard, who says he was simply trying to treat migrants as human beings, was terminated after a pay dispute with his supervisor. This husband and father says that today he's having trouble getting work as a result.
If somebody were to say he's a disgruntled employee, what would you say?
Not at all. I am disgruntled in the fact of how people were treated, humans were treated on my watch. If I lose everything, I don't care. I'm still going to stand on the fact that what happened to these migrants and what was done out of pure political pettiness is wrong.
Yeah, how you doing? I don't know, like I have a question. How can I help you help the people like those migrants?
Talk to the city around the
In the office?
They're great people. You hear their stories of how they come and stuff like that, and it's just amazing that these people deserve not to be pawns.
How you doing? Yeah, no, I have a question. How can people help these guys, like donations? Or how do you help them?
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
let me write it down for you. Actually, we have a specific site, but I do know that we have a team actually that their whole job is to collect donations.
Okay.
And then also to distribute them to us.
Oh, I
and
see.
I know because I used to manage that site as well.
Oh, okay. So you guys are helping some here in this place? Yeah, it's full.
We have donations. Yeah, we have 700 plus.
Wow.
But
Because I'm not from here, that's why I'm asking. So like you can't just be dumping people on the streets.
Yeah, and it's
Crazy.
fortunate. It
Yeah,
sounds
I
like
know.
they're gonna activate the cold weather alert tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
bring all those folks back in.
Is it like governor of Texas who sent all these people out here? Because I think I saw something on the internet. He said it's not his problem, that's a demo problem.
It's true.
It's sad.
That's what he said.
So like people can donate on the like a site or something?
Yeah. So and you can find more information at denvergov.org.
Yeah.
But that address right there,
Yeah.
you can take or it's not monetary, clothing,
okay.
other like non-perishable foods,
Oh,
things
okay.
like that. That place will accept all those donations.
Oh, okay.
And then that is our main headquarters for Denver Human Services, so they might be able to provide you with a
Yeah.
few more places where you can.
Yeah.
In other senses.
It's gonna be cold the next couple of days. I mean,
We'll
there's a
bring
lot
them
of
in
kids.
tomorrow. 'Cause
Oh,
tomorrow,
okay.
When
Yeah,
it
yeah.
gets cold,
Yeah, we bring them in.
activate the cold weather alert.
Oh, I see.
We bring them into.
They should also put them in like state capital in there.
We used, at McNichols.
Yeah, yeah, like. Okay. All right, have a good day, guys. Thank you. If any of you guys would like to donate to help these migrants, I will leave the address at the bottom of this video description. Or you can also go to Zuni and 27th Street in Denver at the Quality Inn Hotel, the corner of Zuni and 27th Street. It can be clothing, it can be food, anything will help. Thank you. Oh, for comer for the kids.
Gracias.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no problem. Okay. Yeah, from Venezuela or?
Sí, Venezuela.
Venezuela. Oh, yeah. Okay, Venezuela. Thank you. Hola, hola. ¿Cómo? ¿Venezuela? ¿Tú Venezuela? Sí. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, $20 for this the lady for comer for the kids. $20. $20. Yeah, I gave the lady. Yeah, for the kids for comer.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you okay? You guys okay? ¿Quién es esa persona aquí?
Es un poco de venezolano.
You know?
No.
No, aquí no.
No, en Aurora.
Oh, Aurora.
Aurora.
Oh, okay. ¿Ya se casa aquí?
No, estamos en un refugio.
Oh, the tent? The tent?
Ajá,
Oh, Aurora?
sí.
Colfax.
Ajá, el tren, el metro.
Oh, Colfax and 3, 4.
Ajá.
Oh, cool. That's it. Oh, es muchas very far, amigo.
Sí.
Oh, okay. Yeah, be careful, amigo. Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye, guys.
Immigration. Today, about 50 migrants, many with young children, arrived in the nation's capital. It's the latest move by Republican-led states to transfer migrants unannounced across the country. More buses also arrived in New York City.
And yet another bus carrying migrants arrived here at the Port Authority, adding to more than 8,000 already in the New York City shelter system. Meanwhile, Republican governors vow to send even more migrants to Democrat-led communities, from New York to D.C. to Chicago to California. Arriving by bus and plane in Northern California, dozens of families, including children, were dropped off without any direction. Aid workers say some migrants walked from the airport looking for shelter. They ended up sleeping in a park.
Using people as political pawns to make a political point is wrong, and this is really an immoral thing for whoever's doing it to be doing.
New York shelters are at the breaking point. Mayor Eric Adams says the city has opened 23 emergency shelters and is even considering using cruise ships as housing.
We're looking at them as a temporary measure, not as a permanent measure. Permanent measures get people into housing.
But Republican governors of border states say they won't stop sending migrants to Democratic cities in an effort to provoke President Biden to act on border security.
We want to make sure that taxpayers are not having to foot tens of thousands or thousands of people coming in illegally, and that's the most effective way to do it.
This morning, a bus from Texas dropped off migrants in Vice President Harris' neighborhood in Washington, D.C.
About 50 migrants, a lot of children. There's about 1 month-old baby on the bus.
And the governors of Texas and Florida say they're willing to use taxpayer money for these buses and even flights. Texas has already spent $12 million on transportation costs.
We begin with the new controversial border security law just signed by Governor Greg Abbott within the last hour. It'll soon be a state crime for migrants to cross into Texas illegally.
We know this has been coming. Doug and Karen, in all, Governor Abbott just signed 3 bills into law. Senate Bill 4 is the legislation that's attracted the most headlines in Texas and across the country because it allows the state to enforce immigration. The ACLU of Texas vowed again this afternoon to take the state to court over this as soon as possible. The governor held the event at a construction site for the state's border wall in Brownsville. He also signed Senate Bill 3, which gives the state another $1.5 billion to expand the barrier in an effort to keep people from illegally crossing into the state. As for Senate Bill 4, if a person is caught entering the state away from the legal port of entry, he or she would be charged with a Class B misdemeanor and then could either choose to return to Mexico or face prosecution. Critics, including the ACLU of Texas, have said the courts have ruled only that the federal government has jurisdiction over immigration laws. The governor said today the border is a dangerous place and that the Biden administration has left the state with no choice.
The Border Patrol recently warned to take extreme caution when it learned that 10 IEDs were found just across the border. The FBI director warned that the border poses a threat to national security. Biden's deliberate inaction has left Texas to fend for itself.
So our goal in filing quickly, by which I mean in the coming weeks, is to give this case enough time to be heard by the courts of the United States to assure that we can block this law before it is ever used to harass or target or arrest any person by the state of Texas.
The ACLU of Texas and Democratic members of Congress are urging the Justice Department to intervene. Senate Bill 4 is set to take effect in March. The governor signed a 3rd bill that cracks down on human smuggling into Texas and illegal stash houses.
So this bill that Governor Abbott just signed is unconstitutional because immigration enforcement is a federal responsibility. So state police are not supposed to be enforcing immigration laws. And secondly, laws like this only invite racial profiling. So Arizona tried to implement the similar laws back in 2010 called Arizona Senate Bill 2010. The law was titled Support Our Law Enforcement and Safe Neighborhood Act. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the federal government, stating that the state may not implement their own immigration laws. Hola amigo, office? 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 Yeah, office?
The office over there, bro.
Over there? Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Hola. Oh, the front?
Bicycle, they take it.
Oh, they take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today I decided to stop by here at Quality Inn in Aurora. It is also reserved for migrants. I'm trying to check if there's any more rooms available for women and children living on the streets back in Denver. Hi. How much are the rooms here?
Huh?
How much are the rooms?
Rooms?
Yeah. For the migrants only or just locals? Anyone can? It's only occupied by migrants or anyone can rent?
I think anyone can.
Oh, yeah.
Question, are we renting now for anybody? Okay, because nobody knows. Okay, so yes, okay, thank you. All right, bye. Okay, so. Start soon, but for right now, we're just doing day by day.
Oh, just by day by day. Oh, okay. All right, thanks a lot. All right. Well, they have plenty of rooms available for those migrants living on the streets back in Denver, especially women and children. So I need to go and ask them tomorrow why they can't bring them over here. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Venezuela? Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Are you from this? Do you stay aquí? The hotel aquí? Over there? No trabajo, nada?
No, no he trabajado nada.
No?
Dele.
Yeah.
Ahora.
Yeah, it's like $10 maybe for you. Yeah, for comer.
Sí, comer.
Yeah, ¿cómo se llama?
Yo, Javier.
Ah, Henry.
Henry.
Yeah. Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo se llama?
Carolina.
Carolina, nice to meet you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Gracias.
Okay, gracias. All right, bye-bye. ¿Cómo estás? Bien. So this on my way home, somebody just said the building on fire, still under construction. I mean, the building was on fire. And these firefighters have been fighting this fire since this morning. It wasn't even finished. Oh Yeah?
I just had time to do these apartments.
They were still working on them, right?
Yeah.
I am. How long has this fire been going on?
Oh, well, you can see it like this.
Wait, yeah. Yeah, it's been since morning, right? I think since morning. So much money lost in this. I mean, millions of dollars.
I was waiting for it was arson.
Yeah, I mean,